Do I pass? I wonder if I pass. But of course, passing's not important anymore. It's not a priority anymore for the transgender community to even be concerned about passing. So it doesn't matter whether I pass to the transgender community, but not to me. It's very important to me as a woman that I pass in public as a woman. Of course, it does not define who you are if you don't pass. But to live in the real world, to be accepted as a real person, it was always important to me. But then again, I am a heterosexual female. So I wanted to be attractive to heterosexual men. Not these heavily bisexual men that really didn't care if there was male characteristics. They don't care. But I preferred being in the company of totally heterosexual men. Oh, but so many of you are lesbian. Let's define what that really is. In my humble opinion, they're glorified cross-dressers who've decided late in life that they want to fulfill a lifelong dream. And they don't care if people know they're transgender. Of course, they will never accept them as women. They will accept them as a third gender, transgender. Now, if that's okay with you, then you go right ahead. More power to you. But you can leave me and my transsexual sisters out of it, because we want to be accepted and loved as the women that we are, not the transgender women, not these people living on the outside, the skirts of society, the fringe of society, not in the middle of society. We didn't have to deal with that in my day, because people did not know we existed. They didn't know what to look for. But the come latelys, the transgender people, they wanted it to be all out in the open so that they could obtain rights. We just wanted rights as women. We didn't need those transgender rights because people did not know we existed. So many of today's modern day transgenders, they don't think it's important to try to fit in to society as it is. They don't care if they make people uncomfortable, because they, the minority, should have all the rights. If you confuse people and they misgender you because they have no idea what's going on, you're offended. You want to scream and holler and bellyache and boo-hoo about it. We didn't have those rights. We either fit into society or we were shunned. We lived in the real world. We lived in reality. that modern day transgender people do not live in. They live in this fantasy that it's okay just to go out looking like a spook. And everybody's supposed to say, oh, yes, ma'am. Even if they're nice enough to say ma'am, because they see all this garb on you, they know what you are. And they feel sorry for you. They have no respect for you. Because if you had enough respect for yourself, you would make sure that you look like a woman before you left your house. Now, if you can't put on a pair of boys' pants, like blue jeans, and a shirt, maybe a nice loose shirt over a t-shirt, and go out and somebody misgender you as a female, thinking that you're a female, then you're not ready. I'm telling you, you're not ready. The last job I had at the age of 18, I had let my hair grow out, I had arched my eyebrows, and I went to work with no makeup on, and people were misgendering me. People would come by my job and say, is that the boy that looks just like a girl? You look just like a girl. If you're not to that point, you have no business going out in public and causing a hoopla, and then being upset and crying and getting depressed because someone is misgendering you. There's a lot of things you can do. For one thing, make sure that you're on hormones long enough that it starts to try to soften your features. And why wait till you're 50 and 60? This transgender thing's been going on and been public for over 20 years. What was your excuse waiting till now? You knew it was available. You should have done something before this. But wait till your hormones kick in, grow your hair out, or find a hairpiece or a wig that looks good. Like this wig here, it's very natural. It's lace front Raquel Welch in shaded biscuit. Now I can guarantee you, I can go out in this wig and nobody will ever know it's a wig. So if you've got 3 hairs on your head that are split 6 ways, you know it's time for a wig or a hairpiece. That thinking you're so female with that long, thin, stringy hair, that don't get it. So you really need to think about these things before you go jumping the gun. Now, if you've got male, rock-hard features, I believe you've got a mirror. And I believe you can look in that mirror. And I believe that you can see what everybody else sees. Because everybody doesn't look at you through rose-colored glasses. So you need to get something done. Before you go out in your dress and all this kind of stuff and expect people to ma'am you, you need to make sure you look like a man. Not just like some kind of something off a sideshow. Now, it just irritates me. It irritates me to no end that what's going on in this transgender community. So, I don't care if you like anything I have to say or not, because just like Miss Naya, you can't take anything away from us. We've already got our piece of the pie. Now, if you can't think of things in reality, you need a reality check. You're supposed to do the best you can, so that you cannot go out in public and get all these people misgendering you or making fun of you or laughing at you. Just because you have transgender rights now, you think you can do that? You need to up your game. Step your pussy up. If you have a pussy or not, step it up. I'm tired of this shit. And I'm not one of these people like Miss Thing over there who messes with her hair all the time. And by the way, I wore this haircut and this style for many times in my lifetime. And I have been living as Diana since 1975. So don't go saying that I was copying her hair. I just happen to like the style. And I look good in it. So, all right, y'all. Y'all need to think about it before y'all go out getting upset with folks. Because I've seen so many pictures and videos online of some people. And what y'all will do is y'all try to be nice to everybody. And y'all try to say, oh, you look so beautiful in this and you look so beautiful in that. Don't somebody need the truth? We're not girls. We're not little girls anymore. We're grown women. If somebody can't tell you the truth, then how are they helping you? They're making you think you look great and you go out in public looking like that. No. Now, if you notice, if any of y'all notice that if I comment on something, I can say you look nice, because if you put forth the effort to look nice, I'll say you look nice. But I won't tell somebody they look beautiful if they don't, because that's a lie. And I do not tell lies, not like somebody else I know. I will tell the truth. And you can come and tell me all the truth you want. It don't matter, because I will not delete comments on my page unless it's sexual in nature. Because everybody doesn't have to like me. It doesn't matter whether you like me or not, because I have enough people that do like me. So it don't matter if you don't like me. That I don't give a shit about. But I know Miss Thing over there, if you put anything negative against her, oh, she deletes it. She don't want anybody to voice any opinion that's negative. Now, if somebody's telling the truth, is that always negative? If you can't learn by your mistakes, then you're not growing as an individual. Now, what caused the problems with she and I, because I went to her in a private message and tried to explain a few things that was irritating the transsexuals that were going in her little podcast. She was offended by that. And it was just constructive criticism in a private conversation. Now, grown people don't like to sit and watch a almost 60-year-old woman who's supposed to represent us to sit there and flip her hair and show her titties and get up and dance and giggle and stuff like a teenager, because she's flirting and trying to get attention from all those come-lately lesbian, so-called transgender women. And it irritated us transsexuals. Now, I'm not the only one, because as soon as I put my email address on the end of my videos, you'd be surprised how many people, real transsexual people, who contacted me to say they felt exactly the same way. You don't have those people going in her podcast anymore. So you don't really learn anything from her, because she goes in there and giggles and chats and talks about herself and her career as a prostitute and a call girl and a model and all this that she could have done. She could have went to Paris and New York and all that kind of stuff. Well, if you could have, you would have. You wouldn't be sitting here talking about it. And I would not be bragging on being an alcoholic, ex-alcoholic, an ex-drug user. I wouldn't be bragging on that. Now, I do smoke marijuana once in a while. because it's recreational. But when I say once in a while, I say maybe once every 6 months. But I was never a drug head. I was never an alcoholic. Food was the only thing I abused. But that's another story. But again, I say, do I pass? Do I look like a woman? Hell, yes. I know what I look like. I know exactly what I look like. I've been all over this world going to meet people who did not even know that I was trans. And I've never had any problem whatsoever. And if you can't do something like that, what kind of life have you got? If you can't really live this life without having to put that, I'm trans and proud. You ought to have shirts that's printed up that says, I'm trans and proud. Call me she or her. So people will know. They're confused. They don't know. And before you go saying you're just an old, washed up, well, I am old. I've lived my life from the age of 18 until right now, 64, going on 65, without cosmetic surgery. So I think I've done pretty good. I'm pretty happy with me. I look better than a lot of cis women my age, so I'm happy with it. Nobody in my family ever had plastic surgery. But of course, I do have a family. I'm close to my family. I'm close to the people in my community. And they all know that I'm trans. But they treat me with respect. They voted me Business Person of the Year in 1994 for the business I started. So you see, a homegrown transsexual could be accepted back into the community speaks volumes for who I am. So, y'all need to step your game up, girls. Do something. So, all right, y'all. I have wasted enough of your time. It's going on 20 minutes now. I'm going to get into my southern drawl now, because I'm getting on a roll. Those of y'all who hate me, bite me, bitch. Because it don't matter. I don't mind stirring up shit. Because when I stir up shit, I'm telling the truth. And some of you just can't live with the truth. You need somebody to pet you and do all that kind of shit. Well, I'm not the one to do it. I live in reality. And I know what the truth is. So you can go over there, you can have all this boo-hoo, this crazy bitch, this weird bitch. I'm weird, yes. I am weird. I celebrate being weird. Because that's one thing I never had to do again whenever I left home and became Diana. That I could be exactly whoever I wanted to be. And people appreciate my honesty. Many people appreciate the honesty that I speak. Because I never will tell you a lie. I can verify everything I've ever put on a video. Can everybody else? Can you verify all these things you told and bragged on? Can you? I don't know. I've never seen any of your friends in there, people who could verify anything you've ever said. But I can tell you this. The people that comment on my videos, the people who are my friends in Facebook, are people I have known for years. People I transitioned with, people I went to school with, people I've worked with. They can verify everything I've said. And they love me. They've always loved me. So, you can take your fake ass right on out of here. Because I know you're a fly on the wall. And it tickles the shit out of me. So, go back and talk about a troll. But a troll is someone who comes in to start trouble. A troll is not someone who mainly speaks the truth. And I am a truth speaker. So, y'all have a good evening now. I love y'all. Some of you at least. Bite me.